Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading. This is part 2 for the week of April 4th. This right here is part 1. And if you haven't watched part 1 yet, it is linked up in the description down below. So we're just going to clarify through here. With the Saturn card, you have the Jupiter card. It says abundance on it. So I do feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in for you, but I feel it's based off of a project or something you're working on. In your first reading, we were talking about taking one thing from one stage to like a new stage of, development, if you want to call it that, in your life. And it could be anything, relationship, business, whatever. It's like you're upgrading something, you're taking it to the next level. And I feel like that's where the abundance is going to be coming from with that Jupiter card. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's going to require you to go on an adventure. It's going to require you to be spontaneous. I really feel it would be a really good time to experiment. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. One of my favorite people of all time, James Altucher, he has a book called Skip the Line. And I'm actually listening to it again because I mentioned it in another video. And he talks about the 10,000 experiment rule, and where it's about creating experiments in your life. These can be very quick experiments in your business, and 10,000 might sound like a lot, but it's really not. It could be just trying little changes, little subtle differences, right? And so I feel like do you have to do 10,000 experiments? No, but the Knight of Wands is a card of spontaneous energy. It just says, if you get an idea, try it. It could be like a new idea to improve the romance in your relationship. It could be a new idea to grow your business. It could be a new idea to pet your dog. I don't care what it is. I would just try all your new ideas. Most of them are probably going to be bad ideas, which is fine. At least you're trying. Number two, the good ideas are going to outweigh the bad ideas, like 10,001. So, I'm a big fan of experimenting right now. With the Ace of Cups, you have the King of Wands, you showing up here in a very strong position. I like this with the Ace of Cups. To me, it kind of says like your emotions are overflowing. I feel like there's a lot of happiness for you, Leo, and a lot of abundance for you as well here. So I kind of really like this, and yeah, it just feels like an abundant time for you. With the Moon card, you have the Lovers, so definitely could be love coming in for you. I do feel for some of you that it could be a Gemini, or it could be someone with Gemini on their chart. Could also be a Pisces as well. I'm pretty sure you've had Pisces in your readings for quite a while, so it wouldn't really surprise me. But again, take it how it resonates. But I do feel there could be love. I also feel like this is just talking about a new path. The Lovers is a card that was traditionally referred to as like the crossroads, or having a decision to make. So there could be a new path coming in for you. With the Spider Spirit, you have this Dove Spirit. It says be peace on it. So I feel that anything you can do to, bring more peace into your life would be a good idea. Obviously, always a good idea to do that. And I also feel like doing things that, that you want to do. Like, I'm getting more pure intentions on this card. To me, pure intentions might be, things that you want to do in your life. Sometimes I think we let other people control what we do. Those are not like pure intentions, right? So I feel like living more pure is really the message I'm getting here. With the Hangman, you have the Ace of Cups. There you go. Your emotions overflowing, love, happiness, good things coming in. So I do feel like there could be a love offer coming in for you. It feels like an offer to me. So if someone's making you an offer, I would go for it. With the Ace of Cups, I feel like it's something that will, kind of like make you very happy. So I definitely like to see that. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Three of Swords. Again, the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. The Nine of Wands can be a little defensive in relationships, and what I would say here is like let go of the past. Three of Swords is really a card of forgiveness. It's a card of needing to remove the swords from your own heart so that you can be successful. And that's what I would say here with the Three of Swords. I have a realization popping into my head here. I feel like I'm realizing something as you, Leo. I feel like what that realization is that it's like someone else is not responsible for your own happiness. And what I mean by that is, like, I think that sometimes in relationships we get mad at the other person because they're not like doing something that we want or whatever. And maybe we've told them what we want, but it's like, but they are their own person and they're not responsible for making us happy. I think, one of the things I've been trying to wrap my head around for, years now is kind of like the fact that, when we get mad at a person like that, it's like we are kind of like saying, I need you to change so that I can be happy. I feel like that's the realization that you're having here, is that that people aren't required to change, right? And that it's like you control your own happiness, and that's how you can remove those swords from your heart. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely could be a love offer coming in for you. For those of you that are looking for love, I mean, you have a lot of love here, and this looks like communication to me. Again, if you're into online dating, this could be online dating for sure with the Ace of Swords. You know, really good for communication, online communication, things like that. Not always true. Could be any type of communication, but I do feel like there could be communication coming in for you there. With the Tiger Spirit, or the Tiger card and the Dog, you have the Pail. It says time to get out of a situation. And you have the Well, family wishes come true. And so I feel like there could be some sort of wish coming in for you. But I also feel like you are probably leaving a situation. I mean, Tower, Six of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Like literally walking away from something that is no longer serving you. I really feel, I'm going to pull an extra row here in your reading. Again, wouldn't surprise me if you're taking something from one stage and bringing it to the next, like we talked about in your first reading. Also wouldn't surprise me if some of you, not all of you, again, if things are going well, don't do this, but if you have a business, maybe it's not going well and you're afraid to let it go because you have a lot of experience and time put into it. It's like maybe it's failing and you need to move on to the next thing. I would encourage you to do that if you're already thinking of doing it. Again, not a requirement. Tarot can't control your life either and shouldn't. But I would say if you've been thinking about kind of upgrading or doing something different, I would definitely go for it. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. This is like a solid plan coming in for you. This could also be like a mentor as well, and it could be any gender. Just because the Emperor is a man doesn't mean it has to be a man. But I feel like you're feeling like you're lacking resources, especially in work, career, business. What I would say here is that finding a mentor or someone you look up to would be a good idea. And again, this doesn't even have to be someone you know physically. There are plenty of YouTube videos that teach basically, you can learn anything on YouTube. So I feel like that would be good for that. With the Six of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. And again, I feel this last row is definitely encouraging you to be resourceful. It doesn't say you have the resources necessarily that you need to do something. It asks you to be resourceful. This could mean like finding the resources to start a business or like finding the money. Could represent using one of your hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities to make the money to do something. It might not even be money. It might be like time or something else. With the Tower, you have the Hermit. The Hermit is like having gone through a dark night of the soul. And again, funny enough, the Hermit is at the top of the mountains. Every single card here, Moon, or not every single one, but the Moon, Ace of Swords, Hermit, they all have to do with being at the top of a mountain or going to the top of a mountain. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. Again, some of you could be choosing to have a Tower moment here. And what I mean by that is it's like if something isn't right in your life, I feel like you could be walking away from it, and it could be anything, job, business, money, spirituality, could be a relationship. It's like you're walking away from something that isn't right, but by doing that, you're actually getting to the top of the mountain. I just want to pull a final outcome. Top row, you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is like self-imposed restriction. Again, I feel like you need to realize that you are capable of much more than you realize as well with the Eight of Swords. Sometimes I think with the Eight of Swords, it's like we might have a job that's like a dead-end job. We hate it, but we think that that is all we are capable of doing. I feel like you need to realize that you're much more expansive than that. Middle row, you have the Eight of Wands, quick success. Eight of Wands is also a card of momentum. So I feel like you are building a lot of momentum at this time. Could also be movement. So if you are moving or if you're planning on moving, this is a really good card. The other thing that I'm getting here is I feel it would be a really good time for you to socialize. And especially if you want love, you have that Dog card, which says getting together with friends. You have this Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands to me is a card of socializing, meeting up with other people. So if you're looking for love, I would definitely say socializing, getting out there would be a good idea. And you have the Fool. Do you have the Fool twice? No. You have the Fool. So the Fool is about taking a leap of faith. Funny enough, earlier I said something about pure intentions. He has this white rose in his hand, and the white roses in the tarot represent pure intentions. They represent purity and the reason that you're doing something. I feel like this reading is deceptively, simple in a lot of ways. I feel like it's just saying that there are things that you want to do, and that's what I mean by purity. It's like you're coming at it from a pure place, right? And I feel like you need to do those things. It's like maybe you've been living someone else's life or other people's lives for too long, and it's kind of like time for you to do your own thing. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. So definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. You have a lot of these Cups cards, Ace of Cups twice. You have this Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. all these cards can have to do with your dreams and you have that you have this spider spirit as well, and the Saturn card, the structure. I feel like you need to add some structure to your dreams. I feel like that will get you closer to manifesting your dreams as well, because the Eight of Swords is like feeling a little bit stuck. Like maybe you have a dream of starting a business or have a dream of starting a family or something like that, but it's like the getting there's no structure in that story. So I would start adding structure. I think that more people need to do this. It's definitely a message I've been getting recently, where it's like there are. I think what I think the structure that the universe is referring to is kind of like our own inner foundation. It's like people who are in a positive relationship, for example, they have like an inner, kind of like an inner voice, an inner structure to themselves as a person, right? They do certain things to make sure the relationship goes well. They act a certain way. They carry themselves a certain way, right? And all those things. And again, you're going to have to, I just said it to Aries, I would be mimicking success at this time for sure. But I think it's a little bit of a tricky time as well, because I would also be innovating on success. I think the best, advice I have for being alive right now is 80-20 rule. It's like I would be mimicking success like 80% of the time. And anywhere you want to be successful, or if you're trying to accomplish some sort of dream, maybe there's a person who you can model. You're not copying them, but maybe you're modeling success. And then I would be trying new things on top of that, like 20% of the time. I think that's probably the fastest way to get ahead right now. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Tower again. So, in some ways, this could be a good surprise, the Tower. You're like the second or third sign that's had the Tower twice as well. So definitely, like I said, collective Tower moment, blah, blah, blah. This could be a pleasant surprise, and that could definitely be a move as well. And with the Fool, you have the Ten of Wands. Do you have the Ten of Wands twice? No, but you have the Ten of Wands here. Ten of Wands is like about releasing burdens. So I feel like you are kind of releasing some heavy burdens at this time. Really, I feel like this is, again, talking about kind of like adding structure to your life. And I feel like the structure is going to be doing the things that successful people do. That, whatever you want to be successful at, finding people to model and kind of doing it that way. But it's a really interesting reading. So thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.